All right, I have to sneeze now. Okay, I'm back. Ta-da!
Hi, I'm Joni with the Galavan. It is a 2015 Freightliner Sprinter. It's on the 170 wheelbase. It's the high roof. So it is the medium length and the medium height in the Sprinter category. It is branded Freightliner, but it's actually just a Mercedes. So one of the things that was really hard to figure out was how to create a step up to the bed. The paper stone is actually really, really sturdy. And so you can have a 1/2-inch piece of paper stone and have it span this whole gap. And so I just had my builder route some little notches for this piece of paper stone so that I have a nice, easy step. And it's also a seat. So like if people are hanging out in here, I can pull a pillow down and just sit there. It's actually fairly comfortable. So I got a folding e-bike and I love it. It is so much fun. And I'm almost 60. I'm getting close to 60. And e-bikes allow you to get out there and get a lot of exercise. A lot of people think that on an e-bike you're not really getting exercise, but you are, and it lets you get places that you couldn't get to. So the upper storage, I purposefully did not do doors. They add weight, they add complication, and things are actually harder to find if you have a cabinet with doors. So I did the open cabinet with probably a 2-inch lip, and then little bins that I already had in my house. The nice thing is nothing's ever getting lost up here. I'm a little too short to see all the way to the back. Oh. But with this, I just pull it out and I can see everything, and you can hold a lot more, which, you know, is good and bad because you hold more, you have more weight and more stuff to go through. Under my bed, I separated the storage with a wall under there. And so I have front storage and I have garage storage. Okay. And so the front side is actually my closet. I have hanging stuff there. I have some pantry boxes because I had a mouse, so I had to move all my food into mouse-proof boxes. There's just a box that houses my batteries. I have 500 amp hours of lithium. I've had them for so long that the drop-in batteries weren't available yet when I got mine. So I think it's 20 tiny little batteries that are chained together to make 500 amp hours. So I have 400 watts of solar on the roof. I originally started with 200 watts of solar and 420 of AGM. Realized that the AGM was too hard to charge. They just don't take a charge as fast as the lithium. And I am all electric. I don't have any propane in here. Oh, wow. So that was an important thing to me. I have an electric water heater. So that's probably my biggest draw. I don't use it very often. So I use an Instant Pot. A 3-quart Instant Pot is only a 700 watt appliance. So that's really easy on the batteries. The other thing that I use is an induction burner off of Amazon. One of the things that I like about this is that it has a wattage button. So before I even turn it on, I hit this button and it goes to 600 watts. So that reduces the draw on it. And then I turn it on medium and I cook everything like that. I use this for like eggs and things like that with a 7-inch frying pan, a cast iron pan. Mm-hmm. Everything else I cook in the Instant Pot. Oh, let me show you one other weird little tip. So I have these little silicone strips. I've tried forever to find these again, but you can like cut up silicone trivets to do the same thing. And so if my van's not level, I level my cooking surface. I carry just a little level, and I just do it this way, and then I just move these around the way I need them. I drink my water out of my tank. I have a 40-gallon tank, which you do not need a 40-gallon tank. All right. It's just that so I had 2 builders. I had a tiny house builder and a systems guy, and my systems guy was from Marathon Coach. Okay. Marathon Coach is that company that makes those giant bus conversions for like movie stars. When I said I didn't know how much water I needed. So I'm like, yeah, something small. And he's like, 40 gallons? I'm like, sure. I had no idea. So 40 gallons lasts me about a month.
Okay. What would you go with next time, do you think?
I would probably go with 20.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be that big. But I don't have like a under counter filtering system. I just use a Berkey. And if you're looking at using a Berkey, I highly recommend that you look for scratch and dent, because this is going to get beat up anyway. There's no reason for you to buy a pristine Berkey. And then I have a pretty large sink. This is a bar sink. If you're looking for a sink for a van, I recommend searching for a bar sink, because that's where you're going to get the size that you need. I don't actually use a lot of disposables. I wash all of my dishes and everything, but I've figured out a way to not use very much water to do that. I spray a little cleaner on my dishes, and then I use half of a Swedish dishcloth. And then I throw them in the wash. I actually tuck the dirty ones back here to dry them out.
All right.
And then just on laundry day, I just scoop them all up and throw them in my laundry. So one of the things that is really hard when you're in a vehicle that's moving all the time is securing everything. And while these are pretty pricey, these are marine slam latches. And the cool they're easy to open, very easy to open, and they're secure all the time. Oh. I don't ever have to go through my van and think, okay, is everything attached, right? I keep this strapped down all the time. I drove once with it unstrapped and it fell over and it broke the filters, which is expensive because the filters last for 8 years if you don't break them. Right now I'm testing out what they call a composting toilet. I consider it a separating toilet. It's the Trulina, and I think I would like it better if I'd started with it, but it's like $500 or $600 toilet. It's all self-contained, kind of use it like a normal toilet. What I'm finding is that I prefer my homemade version. So what I prefer is my own homemade system where I'm using a pee style, a bandana for a pee rag, and just laundry bottles to pee into. I have a built-in toilet over here. And this comes down and it goes down on the floor in front as like a squatty potty.
Oh, cool.
And then I have a normal toilet seat. I've actually cut some channels into it. My pee style sits right there.
Oh.
So it's separating. This is just an oval mop bucket. And I found that the oval mop bucket fits perfectly underneath a normal toilet seat. So what I use is paper pet bedding. So this is great. It works well. It doesn't completely reduce all of the odor. I don't think there's anything that really does get rid of all odor. But I use this. I use a few drops of essential oil in there.
So you've been on the road for 6 years. What has been your favorite part about being on the road?
Hands down, the community. There's an amazing community out here. I had no idea. When I was thinking about this, dreaming about this, I thought that I would be going to the national parks and all these things by myself. That I really preferred hanging out with people and staying places longer than just going and exploring places on my own.
Any good advice you have for people on the road meeting each other?
Find events if you want to meet people. I don't love going to events, but what my approach to events is to just find a few people who I feel I can connect with. And then I learned after my first event to try and plan to go somewhere with them or to meet up with them.
How do you deal with heat and things like that?
Okay, so mostly just this Maxx Air Fan. I have 2 fans, which is really weird. You don't normally have 2 fans 3 feet apart. I started out with an air conditioner here, and this was the cheapest way to plug that hole. And when I realized that I don't like to go places where I have to plug in. So I use this one as an exhaust, and it moves a lot of air. And this is the Maxx Air. And then I have a fantastic fan that has a rain cover on it. And I just leave that one open. The only time I run that one is when it's raining because it's really loud.
And say, do you have a preference between the two?
Yeah, definitely the Maxx Air.
Okay, you just think it's just better quality?
For me, it moves more air and it's so much quieter. When you first come into the van, I have a lounge area, and that was really important to me for just space, just feeling like there's enough space. Both of these seats swivel around, and then I can seat 2 people on the bench, a little cozy. And then I have a little tripod chair that can sit in the aisleway, so I can seat 5 people right here. It was really important to me to not have anything floor to ceiling in here. When you look, it's just open. Even though I have upper cabinet, everything's just kind of open. One of the things that I added a few years ago was a screen at $30 from Amazon, and it's super easy to install. If your van has a sliding door, you definitely want to attach it not right at the door, but away from the door so it doesn't get stuck in the door. But these are great. They don't last a super long time, like they last about a year, but and they have some that split in the middle and some that split both ways, depending on what's going to work for your van.
Joni, thank you so much for giving us a tour of your beautiful van and taking the time today.
My pleasure.
So if people were interested in following either your adventures or finding out more about you and the things you do, how can we do that?
Yeah, so I have a YouTube channel, The Galavan, and I focus on helping women get on the road. I also host a Facebook group for women to really dig into getting on the road.
So once again, building that community and surrounding yourself by people that you enjoy and teaching as well.
Yes.
So folks out there, I hope you enjoyed today's video. What was your favorite part of Joni's build? What do you think of it? I would love to hear in the comments below. If you got anything out of today's video, please go ahead and give us a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it with friends. But until next time, we'll see you all down the road. So long.